to faith, to friends, and your revolutionary fashion sense.
You know, I've wanted this for so long. And now I can see it. My whole career just laid out at my feet.
2 weeks, take the world by storm?
No. No, I don't mind starting off small. I'll be with fashions exclusively at first. Then, after I blow their minds from Fifth Avenue to Rodeo Drive, then I will take on Europe. Paris, Milan, London. And you. Now you're starting to think it's time to sign the commitment papers, right? Not only because this champagne fantasy is a little out of reach, but because you think I'm being selfish. That I haven't taken you or your life or what you want into consideration.
If that's what you think, then you don't know the first thing about me, baby.
I'm game. Surprise me.
Well, you were talking about a future that is gonna come true for you. Milan, Paris, London. They're all gonna come calling, Carly. Just a matter of time. And when they do, I'll be right there with you.
So you're willing to give up being a cop?
You think that's the only thing I can do? I'm the original Renaissance man, baby. Hey, we are young. We've got nothing but time. Let's see the world. Go with the flow. What?
Are you feverish? Dizzy or anything?
I have never felt better.
Really?
Why?
Somebody must have slipped you a Mickey.
Oh,
Because
come
the Jack
on.
Snyder I know and love would never be ready and willing to throw his life up into the air. Not for me.
Hey, that's
not
where
for anybody.
everybody's lives are anywhere, right? Up in the air? I mean, come on, you can plan and plan till your face is blue. But life happens. Things happen. Well, whether we schedule time for them or not. And I admit, I used to think that if you made a commitment, that was it, end of story. You planned everything by that choice. But when destiny presents itself, you gotta grab hold of it and take it for a long ride.
Yeah. Destiny.
Destiny.
I'm sure glad mine always leads me back to you.
And me too. There is something to be said for flying by the seat of your pants, I must say.
Like the night you beat the spit out of Craig? You going with the flow then?
In a way, yeah. And, okay, it wasn't the smartest thing I had ever done, but I gotta admit, it felt good. Yeah, I like shooting from the hip. It's wild.
You're a wild animal that night.
What can I say? You brought it out in me. This whole being impulsive thing just might be the way to go. It's a whole new world for me. I kind of like it.
So what are your impulses telling you to do right now?
Right now? Let's get a room right now. If we don't get a room in the next 5 minutes, I'm gonna bring spontaneous and impulsive to a brand new level.
Wait for me, Jack.
Sure.
Hey, Luz. What's the matter?
They disgust me, all of them.
Oh, what are you talking about?
What do you think she's talking about?
Lucy, I'm so sorry about what happened.
What the hell did you do to her?
What did I do? I didn't.
Maybe
why would you
she means you, as in everybody in there, you know.
Well, we can handle the situation. Thank you very much.
He's been planning this all along, hasn't he? He never wanted to give Aaron a fresh start. He just wanted to embarrass us and just...
Your father was just trying to help you, sweetie, okay? I know he went about it in the worst possible way.
He wants me to be an adult. He should have come and talked to me like an adult. He shouldn't have been playing games with my life. I mean, who does he think he is?
Well, he's your father, and he loves you very much, and he's just trying to protect you. And sometimes when people try to protect the people they
Look,
love...
you're not
they
my
go
mother, Rosanna, so please just stay out of it.
Well, I'm sure that if your mother was here,
She would be horrified. And I don't want to hear any more excuses from anyone tonight.
Craig's inner life, the night ends in tears. Usual course of events. And the ear-splitting argument's just another night on the town with Montgomery. I'll be right back.
You gonna put out the fire?
Yes, and then I'm gonna start some fireworks of our own.
Okay, no fisticuffs.
For you and Lisa, I'm Peacemaker of the Year.
Well, glad to see you're still enjoying my leftovers. Now, should I be congratulating you, or do the honors go to Craig?
For what?
Well, he's got you in his bed, and now he's got you fighting his battles for him. Poor boy. Doesn't know if he's coming or going.
All of this would have been unnecessary if he'd just admitted what he'd done when I gave him the opportunity to do so.
It's none of your business.
Were you planning on keeping this a secret long?
This was not a secret.
Were you ashamed of what you did?
You're the one that ought to be ashamed.
For protecting my daughter?
Oh, for embarrassing her. By lying to her and playing with her head.
Well, this I did for Lucy.
You did it for yourself. I don't think Lucy's ever going to forgive you for
I
it.
have to go find her.
Hey, don't you touch my son again. Nothing is going to happen to my daughter because of your son.
You want to start?
Hey, guys, come on. Hey, let's break it up. Party's over.
Well, you see, this is my problem. Like cousin, like father, like son.
Holden. Think about where you are.
Must I remind you that this preoccupation with Craig is, a waste of your time?
You know what they say, all's fair in love and war. You know, I couldn't help overhearing Lucy. Did Craig really have her boyfriend investigated?
Sometimes it's a father's obligation
Oh, please,
to...
no. Just stop the speech, okay? Because I can finish the rest. Craig did what Craig had to do. That's very Craig of him.
Meaning?
Look, Rosanna, if you're taking on the full-time job of helping Craig sort out his very complicated life, you're fighting a losing battle. You're fond of taking the moral high ground. Well, in case you hadn't noticed, Craig is no Mike Kasnoff. He's never on the side of the angels.
Well, in case you hadn't noticed, I'm no longer operating under any fantasies about men of any kind, thanks to you. Mike was one of those rare gentlemen that come around once in a girl's life, and you took care of that. Didn't you? So, thank you very much for your advice, but I think it would be safer and healthier for both of us if you just stay the hell out of my personal life, especially insofar as Mr. Montgomery is concerned. Agreed.
Holden, you
You
gotta
had
calm
no
down.
interest
Come
in
on,
getting to know
calm
my
down.
son. You were just looking for anything that you could find to get Aaron out of Lucy's life.
I gave him every opportunity to come clean. He said nothing, just as you said nothing when I asked you about his police record.
The sealed police record that you had Margot investigate. What gives you the right?
My daughter.
So you want to prove to her that you love her? Well, the only thing that you proved is that you don't give a damn about anybody but yourself, that you're a lousy father, that you have no consideration for others, and no recognition of your own flaws, faults, and shortcomings.
You tried to hide his burglary rap. You didn't even know about his sordid history with a married woman. My daughter has to know all that.
In the middle of dinner? Do you have any idea what you have done?
Yes. Lucy knows about Aaron. Mission accomplished.
Well, if humiliating your daughter and destroying her confidence is what you were after, you definitely achieved that.
Holden. Think of Faith 10, 12 years from now. Beautiful woman could have any guy she wants, but she chooses a delinquent with a police record, sordid sexual history, a dropout, a runaway. Is that the kind of guy you'd be comfortable with for your daughter?
You don't know the whole story.
Oh, I know enough. I know your son is trouble. And I'm making it my business he never touches my daughter again.
Lucy knows who Aaron is. If she wants to see him, you're not going to be able to do a damn thing about it.
We'll see.
What are you going to do? Lock Lucy up in an ivory tower? Chase Aaron around with a shotgun? Run him out of town?
Holden, if you want to protect your son and his criminal past, far be it from me to stop you. But keep him away from my daughter.
Holden, why don't we get out of here before we both do something we won't regret?
If I'd known they had a floor show, I would have made reservations a long time ago.
How much of that did you see?
Enough to be very glad that I wasn't invited to this particular party. You dug up some not-so-nice details about Lucy's boyfriend?
He was never her boyfriend.
Lucy's gone, and Aaron's gone. Holden wants your blood. You sure do know how to entertain.
I knew what I was planning, but I had to do it for Lucy.
And once she stops crying and stops hating you and hating Aaron and settles into a lifestyle of never completely trusting you again, then everything will be just lukewarm. Get a life.
I have a life.
No, one of your own. Stop interfering in everybody else's.
Is it interfering to stop my child from playing with fire? No, I'm just...
Protecting the life out of her.
She is my only child.
Why must you control and manipulate every relationship until it blows up in your face?
If only you knew me half as well as you think you do.
What do you think happened to us?
Well, as you like to inform me so often, there was never really an us.
But there could have been. I just couldn't trust you. Because you don't trust yourself. You're always running around behind the scenes, pulling strings. And if the scene goes wrong, something doesn't look exactly the way you want it to look, you disappear. I need more than that. And so does Lucy, and you need her. She makes you a better man. So please don't interfere yourself right out of her life.
Let's rewind this conversation a beat or two. You were saying?
I was just saying that you need Lucy just as much as she needs you.
Well, no, not about Lucy. Don't worry about Lucy. Let me worry about Lucy. I was thinking more about the us and the we.
Well, there could have been an us. You know that. We could have made a really great team.
If
you weren't so... you.
Well, no, you're losing me with the pronouns here. Tell me with the Craig and the Carly?
Right. There could have been a Craig and a Carly if you weren't so insufferable, domineering.
Well, what about my irresistible boyish charm?
I would have been Craig's girlfriend.
Or Craig's wife?
Same difference.
No, it isn't. Not bad.
Carly Tenney, as we know her, would have been gone. Because we both know you've had enough of strong women, and I would have done whatever it took to keep you happy. Keep you mine.
Well, I'm not seeing the cloud in this silver lining here.
You are the king of all control freaks, and I would have been under your thumb for life.
There is no thumb big enough.
You were the most selfish, demanding tyrant make that the second most selfish, demanding tyrant in the entire universe. You know, it's really perfect that you and Rosanna have decided to flock together. It's a match made in hell.
Rosanna? I'm second to Rosanna? Now, should I take that as a compliment or an insult?
Just take it as a warning. She's playing nice for now. She's laying back, letting you have your way with her. But soon, mark my words, very soon, your entire world is going to get rocked when you realize who's really on top.